Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad from Radko, and in this whole video we're going to look into Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, and as well Capricorn Rising. Weekly general tarot reading August 16th up until August 22nd, 2021. And if you are interested, guys, in a personal reading with me, or if you do want to take my tarot classes, checking out the description down below is going to give you a link to my website where you can view and purchase either or both of these services. And as well, if you enjoy the content here on the YouTube channel, you wish to support us, so difficult to support us and keep up with our weekly uploads and live streams, make sure you do subscribe once again for the channel and hit the notification bell. So going forward with the reading, the very first card for you Capricorn here, that will be, and look at how glossy it is, and glaring, Ace of Cups, followed by the second card of the Eight of Pentacles. The third card happens to be the Chariot. And the last prime card of your spread is going to be the Seven of Cups. And I'm saying prime card because there are going to be 4 more cards. I'm going to perform the Elemental Dignities technique in this reading. And if you do want to learn doing it yourself, I have produced a class which will help you learn it and hopefully teach you in it. To acquire the class, please send an inquiry to my Facebook page or to my email. So, the week. Well, an impending circumstances, which should be circumstances that change your day-to-day routine in something way more pleasant, should happen at the start of the week. And as that happen, a bit difficult to describe it, but when as that happen, those circumstances also are going to involve something like an opening for you to start a plan of yours, or the right translation of the tarot is to start doing what you want to do the way you want to do it. Being and feeling ready to take on the challenges and just simply not just overcome the challenges, but annihilate those challenges right there on spot. So starting up with the very first card, which is the Ace of Cups, the catalyst is going to be the Moon card. These are the most faithful circumstances you ever had or you have recently experienced. We have a passive supporters here, and simply these circumstances are unavoidable. Now there is a bit of an issue with them because they are gonna throw you in obscurity. What I mean, it is that you wouldn't know at that point when those circumstances develop what to do. And you may find yourself even panicking for a moment, no different than having a really good family, no different than, you know, being in a very lovely family, but suddenly you fall in love deeply with somebody else and that panics you. You don't know what you should do. Now, these new circumstances which are provoking an impending change are, like I said, unavoidable because you are meant to experience them. So to speak, you can look at this elemental dignity, that's the type of person or the person you have waited for comes about. You can look at these circumstances as the right position comes about, the right thing literally comes about, and make all of your concerns to disappear because they no longer have merit in your life and in your environment. And that will be exceptionally well for every one of you guys who have a broken heart, because just let me turn off the voice here. Okay, so because that is a concern, that is a issue, and like these 2 cards state, all of the concerns and issues simply going to disappear. And important thing here is because you are in an obscurity and you may be afraid, panicking at some point, don't allow your fantasies to ruin these things for you, or that's a good thing for you. Just keep up with the path that had been set before you. And once you do so, the Eight of Pentacles takes place. and it is catalyzed with the King of Cups. So we do have a passive friends here, and that is highly likely that you are going to be addressed with a proposition at that point. And the reason why it is because you have showed a conscientiousness and as well keen eye for the subtleties out there in your deeds and in your work. And that's proposition, so to speak, this offer, which by the way is going to be very, very tempting, it is the thing that will allow you to proceed with your plan. So not just only you're going to have the circumstances, but these circumstances are going to throw you the offer. You don't even have to fight for it. Okay, you don't even have to take the initiative. The initiative is to be taken here. It's very important that you do approach the situation in rather quote unquote professional fashion. What I mean is that you should not look immature and irresponsible, but rather you should look as somebody who knows what it is doing and somebody who does have sight for the future instead of living for the moment, like living for now and what happens tomorrow, who cares. It's highly likely that if that's about love, that is a person who turned away a lot of people and they stopped at you because they see you the perfect match, the perfect fit. They see you worthy for their emotional state. This type of a people or this type of an individual, they don't just, they don't cheat. They don't go for a random hookups. They are enough. They had enough of it and now they just want to settle. And right after that, we do have the chariot card here, which is catalyzed with the Knight of Swords. We do have these two. These are a passive neutrals. And that will be the moment where you do start completing. That will be the moment where you do start taking off toward a triumph. But because we do have the Knight of Swords into the neutral position to the chariot, that literally means things are not going to be as difficult as you may have anticipated. And also it means that it's not going to be that much of a push to have your things the way you have the way you want to have them. And the luck of your hard work and as well wish fulfillment, because the Moon card drags you and leads you toward a wish, so to speak. It's just inevitable and it will become true somewhere in the future. Now you're just taking the leap toward it with the Chariot card. At that point, you may be suffused with information, but not all of that information is going to be useful and not all of that information is going to be even meant for you. So try to kind of like separate the useful information from the one that it is just stacking up into your mind and is making you confused. That is your greatest enemy, by the way, being confused about what the future holds. And if that's the case, like I said, just stick up with what makes you happy, stick up with what gives you the sense for conscientiousness towards your deeds. You can never go wrong with it. And with the Chariot and the Knights of Swords, there will be that's the problem with these two cards, that while things may make sense to you, you may not find yourself entirely convinced. You're not convinced, but you're not entirely convinced that your decisions are going to be the right decisions. And that also comes from the very first two cards, which were the Ace of Cups and the Moon card as well, that confusion that you may have. So again, important thing here, it is to stick with where your will is strongest instead of just taking shots in the dark hoping for the best. And lastly, you do end up here the week with the Seven of Cups. That is going to be catalyzed with the Two of Swords. We do have a passive neutrals once more. And that is where the clouds are pretty much spreading around. And now the sky becomes pretty clear, but you are not yet very close to the goal with these two. Okay, there is still what to be desired, there is still what to be accomplished, there is still what to be performed, but the motion have already been set. And from, say, the fourth gear, you're moving, you're climbing your way upwards. But the best thing about these two cards here, it is that you will kind of like come to understanding that if you had a very brave dreams, okay, very ambitious dreams, very optimistic dreams, that maybe they looked way too good to be accomplished, now they are not going to seem that distant, now they are not going to seem that impossible, so to speak, as the stir is already happening. But also something very benign to your life is going to take place with these two cards, and that is the sense of objectiveness. What I mean is that when somebody sees that their dreams are coming true slowly but steadily, Tao tends to start flying in the cloud nine, but that is not going to be your case at all. You will stay grounded, you will stay objective, because you will know that, or at least at that point, you will know that being in the cloud nine, being thinking yourself untouchable, it's truly going to lead you to very disappointing circumstances and events as well. So you would opt to avoid those disappointing events. In our country, we say that you do have one on the back of your head, meaning a thought on the back of your head that at some point, you know, things may go south and you need to be prepared when that point comes about to avoid the disaster. And therefore, that is the contingency plan, the precautionary measures, you know, and it is just the preparation for if things go south, you have what to do, or you do have in mind what to do at that point. But besides the point here, yes, Capricorn, I mean, your dreams will now look accomplishable than they were before, and that is thanks to those quite unexpected circumstances at the start of the week, which are going to simply propose you the initiation of your plans, of your dreams. So that being said, guys, this was your weekly general tarot reading, August 16th up until August 22nd, 2021. Hopefully you do enjoyed it and you do liked it, and we are to see each other next time. Until then, bye.